Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Joseph Curry Show. Today is Tuesday, um, October the 25th, 2022. This is again fall day. I love it. It's fall time, and knowing it was, we just gotta wonder the fall is here. It's still here, and it's gonna be, well, like 6 days away in Halloween. Well, excuse me first, but I'm get a little bit of cough here. But anyway, look what's happened to Kanye West. Okay, it's Kanye West blog what law harder is about, and you have to. It's just what it is, what's happening here now. Today, it just went downhill for Cali West, and anything that we don't want to hear about, but it is what it is. But look, what Cali West did, and it says Cali West, the evidence ends Cali Lee West lazy partnership, and he's in big trouble. And what it is what it is. It looks like Kanye West has finally dropped by addiness. Well, anyway, we all know that he has lost respect for everybody, and hence, man, people are on him. People are always like that, and it's just going down south to Kanye West, and yes, it is what it is. It just went like this. Now, on CNN, now let's go to CNN. Now, Kanye West ugly breakup with additives and God shows the risk of celebrity partnerships. Now it looks like this. Now here it is, and you don't want no, you got to hear this if you not like it or not. Now in 2013, almost we're gonna go to this for a little bit, but I always know that Kanye West was trouble now. It just don't even fit now. Now, can he get a job or something like this? I want to find out and see what's going on.
Adidas has now officially severed ties with Kanye West. New this morning, Adidas has now officially severed ties with Kanye West, who of course legally changed his name to Ye. The German sportswear company is the latest brand to distance itself from him after a series of offensive anti-Semitic comments in recent days. Let's get a closer look at where.
Now, and Dennis ends partnership with Kanye West after intimate comments for every. It looks like it is what it is. It looks like this. Now, Lita West, who previously had an endorsement deal with Nike, was a couple for Dennis 3 years later, and Dennis explaining its relationship with him, hailing it as the most significant partnership ever created between an athletic brand, brand and a non-athlete. It was a lucifer relationship. Lazy Productions generated nearly $2 billion in sales last year for the dentist, accounting for 8% of the company's total sales. According to Morgan Stanley, the line also helped dentists get shelf space at major retailers and brought new customers into the stores who brought other dentists merchandise. And Dennis' big bet on West, who had legally changed his name to Lee, has now collapsed, leaving it whole, and the brand started to see an installation the dangers and drawbacks of slavery indoors. On Tuesday, the Dennis cut ties with Lee over a series of anti-Semitic tweets and comments by the musician and designer, and it said and say it would end production of all lazy brand production and start paying him. The move will result in a $250 million hit, with $246 million to Indenis fourth quarter sales. Other fashion brands that bound Lee, including Gap and Balenciaga, have also entered that partnership in recent weeks. Gap's stocks soared in 2020, when the company announced West would create a Lazy Gap line of clothing. The partnership with Lee and subsequent fallout highlights the risk of retail brands relying on celebrities to appeal to shoppers. Celebrity deals can guarantee generate huge sales and attention of brands. A 2020 study published in a journal on environment resources found that celebrity endorsements for athletes can increase the brand sale by 4% sales and stocks returns jump knucklearly reach major achievement by the athlete. The resources found, but there are major costs if a celebrity who is closely linked to a brand becomes engulfed in a scandal or controversial. The saga of Lee, not just within Dennis, but with brands like Gap and Balenciaga, undoubtedly the importance of vendors and celebrities duly and involving in those who are over controversial, said Dale Sanders, an analyst at Global Data Retail. Companies or brand that falls to hear this will get stunk. Some examples of long-time celebrity endorsements whose scandals impact the brand they were innovative with Subway and Jello and Bill Cosby and Nike and Lance Armstrong. Although Lee was not a pitchman for Indiana's and Gap as Fugel was for Subway, he designed an exclusive merchandise for the company and was a key part of its overall strategy. Brand stood by Lee, and they would depend on their partnership with him, despite a slew of controversies and incredible comments he has made in recent years. He described the 400 years of slavery as a choice, claiming that Hunter Tubman, who rescued dozens of his enslaved people, never actually freed their slaves. Freed the slaves. They also launched a bill for president in 2020. He has said he was diagnosed with a bipolar disorder in 2016 and was hospitalized. Caroline has been and is a very important part of our strategy and has been a fantastic creator. In Dennis, CEO Casper Roadstore said in 2018, I'm not going to comment on every comment he or somebody else is making. And Dennis waiting too long to cut ties with Lee after he posted a threatening and anti-Semitic on comment on Twitter on October the 18th, on October the 8th, and following that with a series of anti-Semitic comments in interviews October 16th and 17th, says Stefan Huck, an assistant professor of marketing at the University of Connecticut. Huck has studied brands' response to negative publicly one celebrity endorses and find that the timing of the company's reaction can impact its stock price. Instead of pulling the plug on Lee immediately, and then its slow response allowing anger and protest over the brand's ties to him to grow online for more than a week. The best thing to do is, if you have an endorsement who misbehaves, is to cut ties quickly, Huck said. If you drag your feet in downward spiral, uh, this is gonna hurt Kanye West for sure. It's definitely gonna hurt. Anyway, people don't give a damn about Kanye West because he's making some damn comments on everybody. It is what it is. Now it goes on and on. The list goes on, folks. This is what's happening today. Now, in the last few weeks, retailers, social media platforms, celebrities, and entertainment companies have peeled away from business alliances with rapper Lee. Lee, also known as Kanye West, has become a controversial mega. In early October, Lee wore a White Lives Matter t-shirt and dressed several black models in clothing with the same praise at his YZY runway show at Paris Fashion Week. The songwriter has been looking up by the Anti-Defamation League to the KKK. Damn, what is going on with Kanye? In a 45-minute Drunk Camps podcast episode arrived earlier this month, the rapper made numerous outrageous comments that caused escalated financial repercussions for him and his brand partners. On the podcast, West said, I can say sentiment things, and the dentist can drop me. Now what? It also suggests George Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose rather than police brutality, and he repeated several intimate and conspiracy theorists, doubling down on them in such critical interviews. Later, West threatened on Twitter to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It's not right. Since these international comments, business had come under pressure to take further actions against him. Here are the business that's cutting ties with Lee. Now, in Dennis says yesterday, in Dennis ending its partnership with Kanye West with immediate effect. In a statement, the sports widow market said it does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other soul hate speech, and said that his recent comments were unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous. And Dennis said they violate the company's values of diversity and including multiple respect and fairness. Sales and production of his Leezy brand products have stopped as well as payments to Lee and his companies. And Dennis said it will take a 246 million hits to its fourth quarter sales. The Gap. The rapper said he was ending his rocky 2-year relationship with The Gap on September 15th, uh, cutting in sister's number panelists. Lee said he was left no choice but to terminate their cooperation, allowing the company didn't open brains and lazy stories and distributing his merchandise as planned. His lawyer said in a statement, it says, this dude Kanye is a clown. And then it's, what do you think about this? It seems to imply you're okay with an accusation. Boy, I hope everybody's not too happy with Calais. How we work together to deliver this vision is not limited. We are deciding to wind down the partnership. Mark Butterboard, President and CEO of Gap Brand, said in that internal email. At first, Gap said its excellent in the items will continue to be sold, including full comic collections into the fall and into the first half of 2023, but reversed that decision today. Instagram, a Melted spokesperson, said content from Lee's account was deleted for violating the company's policies and a restriction was placed on his account also on October 7th. Do Meta, do Meta, FB didn't specify the content. West shared a post that was criticized as being at the limits. Afterward, West made a return onto Twitter after nearly 2 years away from the social media platform. That didn't last long either. On Twitter logged his account following intermittent tweet posted on October 8th. So that's something. In a sense, removed trade, West said he was going up on call 3 on Jewish people. That didn't seem right. And also that you guys had total with me and trying to blackball everyone who ever opposing them in low agenda. Without speculating what put he was addressing it, according to internet achievement way back machinery records put by CNN. And it goes on and on and on. Boy, what is wrong with this dude? What has gotten into Kanye? He has out in his damn mind. I don't know for sure for this, but this is don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, and I really don't like Kanye's mouth. He keeps running his mouth, talking crap, and that is got to stop. For real. We don't want that. We don't want that. Robert Alshon didn't want that. We don't want that, Calais. Let it go. You're done. You out. You got lost billions and billions of dollars. So, for sure, people watching on the people on social media outraged. It was just a disgrace. Caroline Rich should be ashamed. He should be ashamed. He should be ashamed for everybody. And I hate the way he was eating button through a award show when he was eating button Taylor Swift. And that's how what's going on. And that goes on and on. What's happening with Caroline Rich in these days? He said he was the one going to win the president. He's going to be the president in 2020. Well, anyway, it is what it is. This is how what's happening. So Kanye is a bad dude now, for real. I don't want to talk about it, and yes, it go on and on and on, and he's doing a lot of crazy comments and a lot of stuff going on. He is out of control, for real. He is definitely out of control. He has cancer everybody. So this is what's happening here, what's going on. And yes it is. So please, Caroline West, if you're watching this online video, please stop. Because it's not good for you. It's not good for everybody. And it's not good for it's bad for everybody. It's bad for you, bad for everybody, and it's bad for TV, and it's bad on social media. And that's what the way things you got to stop. We have to believe. And you have to think about what you said and what you just did. It's not going to sit well for everybody, including me. That's all I got to say. This is Joseph Crudup. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, have a good time.